I would have recorded earlier, but there's like a spider over there. I don't know, I guess it's hot right now, so all the little creepy crawlies want to get in here. Um, yeah, so I guess this is day one of the road to 12% body fat, or I guess you could say the road to aesthetics, because honestly, I'm not really worried about the specific number on the scale or the specific number of body fat. Uh, as long as you look good and you feel good, I think that's what's most important. But yeah, it's about 8:30 in the morning right now. It's June 23rd, 2025. I don't know if I'm going to upload these or not. If anything, I'll just use them as practice recordings just to get more reps speaking naturally in front of the camera, being more comfortable and present in front of the camera. And yeah, just using it as an opportunity to get reps in and get stronger. So today, well, okay, I guess we'll start with last night. I've kind of been going back and forth between like my old self and my new self, like my old habits and my new habits, if that makes sense. Like one of the old habits is like I would get a little high, I would smoke a little weed, and then you naturally have the munchies, you're a bit more hungry, and you want some sort of stimulation, just some sort of dopamine, right? You want some sort of dopamine, and I think it's like a signal of that's something I used to do in the past. You know, I would overeat and maybe look at porn or something, all these things just to get dopamine, right? But just to get some sort of stimulation, because when you're in that, high state, it's like everything is more stimulating, everything like is elevated, it seems. Music, conversation, sex, porn, food. And so it's like being at home alone, working from home, it's easy to get bored. And sometimes, you just want to take the edge off a little, and then that can lead to a kind of crash out spiral. And then if you're doing that every day, well, then it's like I'm sitting here talking about like practicing semen retention, but then I'm doing that every day, or I'm talking about, I'm trying to lose weight. This is the road to 12% body fat. This is the road to aesthetics. But then I'm doing that at night, ruining my whole progress for the rest of the day. And it's like, well, what's the point then? If you're going to be ruining your progress, then at the end of each day, then you're not really going anywhere. I'm just going in circles. I'm like running on a hamster wheel. So last night I was really like meditating. It's really being intentional, and the past few weeks I've really been trying to be more intentional with the weed and with getting high, and just really being mindful. Like when you're meditating, you're watching your thoughts and you're letting it flow. I've really been trying to be mindful of how I'm feeling and when the dopamine cravings hit and why they hit, and just observing my thoughts, observing my body, observing my emotion, observing the way it kind of unconsciously reacts to these habits that I've built over time. And I think that what I learned is that I don't emotionally desire those things anymore, and I haven't for a while. The fast food, the porn, like all these old things, those are like old layers, old skins that I've shed, an old identity of a version of me that no longer exists. That's something that I don't do anymore. But when you're in that altered state, you can sometimes fall back to that because you haven't established new habits. You haven't really fully embodied that new identity yet. And in this case, the new identity is, my highest self, my best version, the version of me that I want to be, the version of me that's living my dream life. And I had a kind of like a revelation last night. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, instead of fighting and struggling with this and like fighting the urges, like just watch them, just observe them. If you intentionally engage with them, okay, I'm not gonna then beat myself up after it, because when you beat yourself up and you feel shame and you feel guilt, that's what perpetuates the cycle, because then you go right back to that bad habit in order to make yourself feel better, because you just made yourself feel bad with all the shame and guilt. But what I'm trying to say is that I realize that in order to be that highest version of yourself, you actually just have to be that highest version. You actually just have to do the things that your highest version would do. Like, I literally was sitting there and I was like, wait a minute, like, I've just been running on this same cycle, get high, crash out, munchies, porn, dopamine, whatever. And it's like, wait a minute, I don't have to do that. I can redirect my energy, right? They say where your attention goes, where your awareness goes, your energy flows. So shifting my awareness and attention onto what would my higher self do right now? The version of me that I want to be, what would that version of Aaron do right now? And in this scenario, it's just you just get up, maybe walk a little bit, get some steps in, just digest, and then just go brush your teeth, get ready for bed. You don't have to stay up late and like struggle and like put yourself in these scenarios of temptation. If you know that being up late by yourself at night is a tempting situation for you, whether it's for you don't want to be watching porn anymore, or you're trying to lose weight but you get hungry late at night. It's like, it's obvious, but it's like, I was like, wow, I just shouldn't be putting myself in that situation. That's called setting healthy boundaries with yourself. I thought that was just like fear, and that was, oh, I'm not strong enough, I have to get to the point where I can deal with it, and it's not a big deal. But no, that's just having healthy boundaries. It's like, when you don't want to eat a certain type of food, you just don't buy it in the first place. You just leave the junk food at the store, at the restaurant, at the grocery store. Same thing if, there's a certain area, there's a certain time of day that you seem to always want to watch porn like on autopilot, be aware of that, and then don't get into that scenario. See, okay, it's that time of night again. I'm actually going to go sit in a different room, or I'm actually going to put my phone down and I'm not going to bring it with me into this room, or I'm going to go to sleep at this time, or I'm going to go to the gym at this time, whatever it is. It's that pattern interrupt. Normally you just be on that subconscious loop of like doing the habits, doing the same things over and over without thinking about them, those same bad habits. And then you wonder, like, why does my life still suck? Why does my life why am I not living the life that I want to live? It's because we are, at least in part, what we do. So when we keep doing these habits that are not good for us, they're not serving us, they're not serving our health physically, mentally, spiritually, sexually, socially, financially, they're not serving us in any way, shape, or form. That's the life we're going to keep getting. That's the life that we're choosing to build, because our mind creates our reality. Like, every single atom and cell in the universe is not actually a physical particle. We know this from science, from quantum physics. It's all just wavelengths. It's called the wave function. It's just literally a frequency that just exists in all spaces at once. Like, it's just a raw potentiality, right? All potential versions of that atom kind of exist, and it's not until it's consciously observed that it goes from just a frequency to a physical particle. So in that sense, our minds literally are creating the universe, our conscious awareness literally creating the universe. At the very least, our reality and our universe. It's like that old saying, if you believe, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. If you believe you can't do something, you're not even going to try. You're not going to see the opportunities. You're just going to give up immediately, and then you were right. But if you believe you can do something, you're going to keep pushing. You're going to keep learning. You're going to keep seeing different opportunities. Your eyes are going to be open to opportunities that you were blind to before when you didn't believe you could do it. So the point I'm trying to make is that I had this deep understanding of what I've already known. We all intuitively know this, I feel like, but in that moment last night, I just was sitting right here at this desk, and I had that deep understanding of like, I can simply choose right now in this moment to live the life that I want to live. I can choose and say, what would the highest version of myself do right now? Like, even right now, I just woke up, and instead of staying in bed and just randomly scrolling on my phone. I just got up, used the bathroom, didn't even bring my phone into the bathroom, brought a book instead, been reading this like Star Wars Legends novel, just something different instead of always bringing your phone. Because I know that for me, in the past, bringing my phone into the bathroom and locking the door in there, that's been like a trigger zone to relapse on porn in the past. So I don't even do that anymore. Yes, I've gotten to the point where I no longer am addicted. I no longer desire those habits. I no longer desire the junk food, the porn, the bad habits. But even when you're emotionally and your identity is shifted, the unconscious actions might still be there. So the unconscious, the muscle memory might still be there. It's like, yeah, you know that doing a certain lift is good for you, and you've started, doing a incline dumbbell bench press instead of flat bench press with a barbell. You've switched up the exercise, and you know that one is better for your goals than the other. But you might still be used to doing the first exercise. You might still be used to doing the flat bench press. So your mind and your body is still used to doing it that way instead of sitting on the incline with the dumbbells. And so even though you know this new exercise is better for you, this new habit is better for you, it still takes a little practice. It still takes a little time for you to get used to it. Even what I'm doing right now, I have been kind of struggling to be more confident on camera, to just talk and just be in that flow state on camera. And this is something that I haven't been doing, just getting these practice reps. Like I said, I don't know if this video will be posted or not. Maybe I could take some B-roll from this, but I'm just kind of, rambling. I'm just speaking. I'm just letting the thoughts flow out and being natural on camera and sharing the lesson that needs to be shared. And I think that in that way, I'm embodying that version of me that already is successful on YouTube, that already has lots of subscribers, that already has lots of views, that already has, a lot of people wanting to talk to me and like work with me and get help from me and that kind of stuff. Because that's why I make these videos, because I want to help people. But sometimes I just get distracted by, the algorithm games or trying too hard to be a YouTuber. You get into performance mode and your voice sounds off because you're trying to script a video, because you're trying too hard to make the perfect video. And it's like, oh, will people like it? Will they not like it? And then you're doing all this overthinking, and then you just don't really get anywhere. So the point being of all this yapping is, ask yourself, what would the highest version of yourself do? Because you can only be that version of you in the present moment. If we keep saying, like I kept saying, okay, once my brain is rewired off of porn, once I get into shape, then I can do X, Y, Z. But that moment never comes, right? Tomorrow never comes. It's only ever today. You can only ever do something today. I can only ever be that version of me today. I have to choose that version of me today. I said I've let go of all these bad habits and I no longer desire them. But then there still leaves an empty void when I get rid of them. And if you don't replace that void with new habits, with a healthier lifestyle, then that's when those old habits, that old muscle memory just creeps back in. It's like, oh, you kicked us out, but you didn't replace us with anyone, so we'll just come back because it's easier. We're familiar, we're comfortable, right? So no, you got to build new habits. You got to say, I don't do XYZ because I do ABC instead. I don't eat junk food and crap because I prefer to eat healthy food, home-cooked meals, whole foods that fit my calorie deficit and help me lose fat, but still are high protein, high fiber, very filling, nutrient-dense foods. I'd prefer to eat like that because it makes me feel better mentally, physically, spiritually, and it flows me closer towards my goals. The highest version of me, the fit, jacked, in shape version of me, that's what he does. He would eat those healthy foods. That's what he would do. That's what I would do, my highest version. So I'm like, okay, that's the version of me that I want to be. Let me take those actions. Like right now, I need to hit legs today, and I was thinking about it. It's like, oh, well, maybe just go tomorrow or something. But it's like I've kind of built this habit, I realized, of just bargaining with myself. Instead of saying, yo, I'm going to do this, and then just doing it and keeping that promise to myself, I've gotten kind of too loose within being like, oh, just do it tomorrow, or just do this later, or just do it this way instead. And it's like, yeah, you don't want to be super rigid. You need to be able to flow and adapt when necessary. But a lot of the times it's just you not keeping that promise to yourself. A lot of the times it's just you being lazy, right? It's just me procrastinating. So in this case, it's like, just go hit legs, after, well, I was going to say after eating breakfast, but I also got the idea that I should fast again. After eating all that crap, I have plenty of calories. We don't constantly need to be eating calories. In fact, fasting is really good for your body, for your cells, for your bones, for your muscle, even for your fat loss, of course. So I think fasting a few days could actually be very beneficial right now. Just kind of cleanse everything out, let my body detox everything. But yeah, still regardless, gonna go hit legs today because I have all those extra calories now. I have all that extra energy. And it's like, why not use it to build more muscle, to continue the growth phase that I'm in, muscle building wise. But the point is, that's what my higher self would do. It's easy to go back to the old mentalities and the old ways and just be like lazy and like, oh, I'm just going to procrastinate. I'm going to do this later, break the promises to yourself. But when you keep breaking the promises to yourself, your body and your brain knows that you're a liar. Your body and your brain, your nervous system know that, like, oh, he said he's going to do this, but we know he's not going to, because he always gives up, or he always changes his mind, or he always just adapts and shifts and does something else instead. So we're not even going to worry about this. Like, we don't even believe that he's going to do it. Like you said, you're going to lose weight. I just said road to 12% body fat, road to getting aesthetic. If I keep this habit up, this mindset up of procrastination and just lying to myself, then literally my own body's going to be like, yeah, we don't even need to worry. Like, yeah, we don't even need to release fat cells because we know he's not doing it. We know he's a liar. We know he's not committed. And it's like, dude, you have to keep that promise to yourself. That's the only way. Like, if you can't even keep the promise to yourself, like, how can you keep promises to other people? You can't even respect yourself. How can you respect other people? So the point is, today is day one. I'm using this as a way to keep myself accountable and to get some practice reps in. I should stop soon because I need to charge my little microphone thing. But yeah, I'm going to go outside, get some sunlight for like 10, 15 minutes, read a book. Then I will probably stretch, meditate, get ready for the gym, and all those things I just said. There's a part of my mind that's like, oh, I don't want to, just eat some food and just like watch TV instead, and it's like, there's a time and place for those things. There's a time and place for watching TV. There's a time and place for eating food. But again, that's why you have to bring your awareness back to your highest self. What is the reality that I actually want to live? What is the dream life that I actually want to live? Because if I just want to keep living this life that I've been living, I can just keep doing the same things that I've been doing. But if I actually want to lose the rest of this belly fat, lose the last bits of the man titties, if I want to lose the rest of the love handles, I actually want to like reveal all the muscle that I've built over the past 8+ years, then yeah, I need to make some different decisions. I need to go to the gym. I need to fast. I need to spend my awareness and my energy elsewhere so that I can actually live and create the life that I want to live. It's built one day at a time. It's built one moment at a time. But it starts actually from the top. You don't just start at the bottom and then hopefully one day you get there. You start at the top in your mind. You see it, you visualize it, you understand this is what I want. And then you reverse engineer it from there. Okay, this is what I want. I want a life of abundance. I want to be jacked. I want to have a lot of money. I want to have like healthy relationships. I want to have a lot of sex, like whatever it is. I want to be free of addictions. I want to be able to travel a lot. Whatever it is for you, visualize that. Be aware of it. And then you break it down. You start from the top and then you reverse engineer it. Okay, that is the version of me that I want to embody. What would that version of me do right now? Right now, to get closer to those goals, to get closer to that lifestyle, to that dream life. I just described what would work for me. But now I want you to think about what would work for you. What would that look like for you, for your dream life? If you don't know what that is, start with that visualization exercise. Okay, this is day one of getting aesthetic. We'll just call it that. The road to aesthetics, day one. We'll call it that. Because I think 12% body fat is a bit. I mean, I don't really feel like getting a DEXA scan and stuff. I just want to be aesthetic. Like, I don't care about the specific numbers. I'm not a fitness influencer. That doesn't matter. You just want to look good. You just want to look good without a shirt on, right? You train for health and you train to look good naked. That's what most of us train for. So I will be back here tomorrow, and perhaps I will also record a second video, a more formal video, not one of these road to aesthetics videos. And again, I don't know if I'm going to post this on YouTube, but if I did, and I sent it to my editor and stuff, thank you all for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.